Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show that shall not be named. Today we're going to be doing a sketchbook tour. And this has about half of the stuff from the Inktober challenge in it. And I might grab the little cards and show those off too. But let's just get started here. This is the first page. I don't think this ever made it to video. I don't know. It's a little demon guy. I honestly don't remember drawing him. He's okay. And then here's another little demon guy with a background. He never made it to video either. He's kind of cool. He's got that medieval sort of vibe. This was from the first Freak Factory video. That's where I rolled Dungeons and Dragons dice and came up with prompts. This was the Swamp Worm prompt. He's pretty cool. I like that one. This was the second Freak Factory video. The drawing didn't turn out really how I wanted it to. I think I was trying to avoid sketching at this point. And so, yeah, I don't like the way his arm lays through there. Other than that, it's okay. I'm not the kind of person who has a, perfect sketchbook. So you're going to see a lot of unfinished stuff and really crappy stuff. This was some Halloween thing from last year. I was trying to do a jack-o'-lantern dog thing, and I got about this far and just was like, wow, this thing looks so stupid. So I gave up. I don't hate it as much as now as I did back then. This one made it to video. This was a video about defeating creative block with automatic drawing. So this was just a big old automatic drawing. It's got some pretty wienery looking stuff in it here. Yeah, it was a cool drawing. That's a nice little hatching. This is all single pass hatching, it looks like. This was another, I think this was a ink review. This was Diamine Oxblood, if I'm not mistaken. It's an automatic drawing. It's okay. I think I could have put a little more effort into it, maybe. Drawn across the whole page. Sometimes for these videos, I'll just do one page just to cut the time down, because it does get really time consuming, and when you're trying to come out with 5 videos a week or something, or stuff in rapid succession, you're going to want to save as much time as possible. That was a good ink though. I liked that one. This one is the review of the Diamine, I think Aurora Borealis. Yeah, I have it right here. This was a really nice ink. Same thing, single pass hatching. I'm going to do a tutorial here one of these days and go over just how I approach it anyways. I'm not like an expert or anything. This one, I don't think this made it to video. I don't even think I tried to record this one, actually. I think this was just me practicing what I preach and getting over some creative block. Maybe it made it to video. Yeah, honestly, I don't remember. This was the Diamine. How do you say it? Diamine purple. Oh God, what purple me see if I can find it. Imperial purple, there we go. And yeah, nice purple. I think a lot of inks that are good for drawing or that are good for writing aren't necessarily as good for drawing, so a lot of these would probably be really great for writing, these colored inks, but when you're drawing you get shading and it's hard to control. Just when you're doing something really precise like this, that's the last thing you want. This is another one. I think I did like a reel on Instagram with this one. It's got kind of a knight's helmet in here, and then this is all pretty much just automatic stuff. Just piling up shapes. You can really see the difference. This is a good example of the difference between something with some intentionality and then just random. Not really. This is like full-on automatic drawing over here, whereas this has a little bit of structure to it. You know, the knight's helmet. This is, I think, a pen nib right here. Then I made it 3D. Or gave it a lot of depth or whatever. But yeah, this one never made it to video. This is actually really, I like this one a lot. I was doing an art night with some friends, and that's what I drew. A little knight's helmet with some all kinds of crazy arms coming out. I didn't do a pencil sketch on this one either. I just kind of drew some of the arms and then layered some more behind it and so on and so forth, and tried to overlap a couple of them. Lots of weird, like, tangly bits coming down. Oh, that was cool. Here, this is some more stuff that never made it to video, just experimenting with some different ideas of combining automatic drawing and portrait type stuff with this one. And then this one is kind of, you know, a monster face. He's got his teeth and his tongue and his eyeball and weird seed pod, a telephone, like a handset. Yeah, I really like the way that one came out. This one's a little, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's okay. I think I was trying to capture some sort of Mobius vibe with this one, but yeah. The next one over is, I think this was just me messing around with more of that idea of combining a portrait style drawing with automatic drawing. This one I did, let me see if I can get it to show up real quick here. I did some, just barely, huh? Let's see, maybe if we turn this off here. There we go. I did some blacklight ink on here. Just experimenting. And yeah, I was trying to see if the blacklight would show up over the black ink, and unfortunately it does not. So, but you never know till you try, right? Let's see. There's another one. This was, I don't remember. I had a foot surgery somewhere. This was definitely after. I can't remember if this was, I might have been out of my mind on pain medication for this. But, or maybe it was right before. I know I was really stressed out. I was really anxious about getting surgery done. And the recovery for it was like, you know, I think like 2 or 3 months before I could even, you know, sit up. So, yeah. But yeah, it's just not, that's not that interesting. This was one of the first ones after I got back and I was feeling a little more comfortable sitting upright. I was experimenting with some sketching with like highlighter and then ink drawing over it, and it's okay. I don't like the look of the highlighter. You'll see I tried a few more times, and the highlighter sketch was okay, but yeah, here I drew like a cube and then did an automatic drawing over it, just a little quick one. This is a disaster. Just, yeah, maybe if I added some like white Posca pen in there or something. This is, yeah, failed experiment. I tried pencil sketching in that one too. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Yeah, a little bit there. But... And then, yeah, this was the 13th Inktober video. Let me see here. I have all these Inktober cards still. Some of these... Oh, that was a chain experimental one. Messing around with cross-hatching ideas. I didn't number any of these. I don't remember which order they went in, but here's this one's a little fuzz wizard. Oh. This one's a little pepper. Here's a mimic chest. This is a ink splattery type thing. There's a few of these. A little frog. This one I was just playing it straight up eagle sketch. There's a pirate map. A little wooden boy dodging an axe. There's some sort of like alien planet, I guess. Here's like one of the toad ones that I ended up not being happy with. And some sort of mutant spider. That doesn't feel like all of the Inktober stuff, though. Yeah, where's the little radish boys dream? Well, who knows? It's gone forever now. It's probably under a pile of something. Anyways, back to the sketchbook here. This was Inktober 13. The prompt was rise, so I did some zombie hands rising from the grave. This was, oh, wait. That was I started on the 13th one, yeah. I did a Dracula's castle here. I was kind of getting back into the swing of things with this one, I think. It's a little sloppier than I would like, but, you know, it turned out good. It's like the overall sort of look of it, right? And then, yeah, this one, I ended up coming back and finishing later, but I was experimenting with brush pen a lot at this point, so, or maybe I started experimenting on it when I came back to it. Honestly, I don't remember, but it was the dagger prompt. I did a few of these. I didn't like how it was coming out, so I stopped and decided to start over, but when I came back and finished it up, I got this kind of high contrast look to it. I think it looks cool. Here's some stuff. I was trying to demonstrate some hatching to a friend, which hopefully was helpful. I don't know. This was another dagger one. Because I drew it in this kind of perspective here, and then I was going to have a bunch of blood splattering off the blade this way, but it just totally killed the perspective, or didn't match up with it, and I wasn't digging it, so I moved on. The dagger one, yeah, here's another one I didn't finish. I guess I tried a few times on that one. This was when I was still trying to do these without sketching, yeah, like all this stuff. This one is drawn without a sketch, just straight pen to page. Same with this one, so yeah, that one. But, you know, when you do that with something that has more than a few elements in it, it starts to get a little difficult. This is the one I ended up going with. It's pretty cool. I like the lumpy textures in the heart here. These like kind of filigree blood splatters. Yeah, I like that one. And here was the angel prompt. This one, I think, was the first one where I was like, yeah, I'm stoked on that. This was, the idea was like a seraph, which is supposedly, I'm not a religious person at all, but supposedly biblically accurate angel or whatever. They're like, they have like a bunch of eyes and wings and stuff, and then I mixed it with a forest spirit to make it kind of my own thing. It's just by adding little mushrooms and animal parts and stuff on it. But yeah, I was really stoked with how that one turned out. The eyes look really cool, I think. And then, the next one was Demon. I wanted it to be kind of the opposite of that. So it's like a factory spewing smog and, you know, growing out of his back. This one, I was really stoked on the way that the smog turned out. And the factory, too. The only thing I would change is his mouth looks a little wonky, and his whole face and mouth. I should have added a bunch of eyeballs to him and made his mouth a little more symmetrical. But maybe I'll revisit it sometime. And here was the dune. The prompt was saddle. It was like a dune sandworm. This one came out pretty cool. It's a little overworked, and I didn't plan it to be like a nighttime scene, and I changed it halfway through, so it's kind of half baked, I guess. But it turned out cool. I like it. It's like a baby sandworm. I guess they're gigantic when they're fully adults. And then here's Totoro for the plump prompt. This one turned out pretty good. Again, I was still just trying to do all this stuff without sketching, which was kind of like a party trick or something, you know. It's impressive if you can pull it off, but, you know, why? You know, just to show off to people that you can do that. Whereas you could probably do, at least for me, I could probably do better art. I definitely can do better art if I sketch, so. So yeah, I don't know. Could have been better. I like it though. I think this one turned out good. Yeah. Ice King. He was cool. These last couple here, yeah, Totoro and the Ice King is where I busted out the brush pen. I wanted to get lots of nice dark contrast on there, so yeah. And here's some sort of cybernetic unicorn thing. This one never made it to video. I did this at a art night with some friends. Kind of looks like a horse, I guess. I don't know. We were trying to draw horses and without reference, which I think I got most of the face shape right. The ears looks like a dog ear or something. I don't know. Here was the chains prompt. Some chains holding down this like floating island with a castle on it. I love drawing stuff like this. It looks so cool. It's like conceptually awesome. Even if you don't execute it perfectly, it's still, yeah, still pretty neat. This one I was super proud of, and it didn't get a ton of love on YouTube, but it's just drawing all these arms and hands and stuff going every which way, and you know, getting all the contrast in between them right was you know, really tricky, but yeah, I think it turned out pretty cool. Scratchy. Scratchy the monster. That was the Inktober prompt. This one, I think, is my favorite out of all the Inktober drawings. The Celestial decided to do this kind of space whale. And yeah, he turned out really cool. Nice balance of ink brush, like contrast there with the hatching, and yeah, definitely proud of that one. Not sure what I would do to improve it. Maybe mess with the composition and the proportions a little bit. I always like to think about what I could do to improve when I'm going back and looking through this stuff. Oh yeah, this one. I started to do Swamp Thing. This was another one where I tried a few times, yeah. This was shallow. And yeah, I wanted him kind of coming out of the shallows, and it was just taking way too long. I think this was like an hour into it or something ridiculous like that. And I was still struggling, so I was like, okay. Time to call it. I think these two I did the night before. Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to, because I had something going on the next day, so I was trying to cram a couple drawings in so I could have the next day free, and I ended up just completely failing at it. I wasn't, this one, now that I look at it, it's okay. It's, I don't know, there's something, it's not, the shadows aren't very good in it. I don't think they're kind of, you know, like it needs like a, I don't know how to describe it, but it was supposed to be like a turtle Cerberus. It's okay, but yeah, definitely not what I ended up posting. I even wrote the prompt on that one. This is the one I ended up posting. It was a jellyfish with eyeballs. And this one turned out really cool. I really love this effect of the water above and below the water. This is such a cool, like, getting that kind of, the waves. You do like, how I do it is I'll draw like the wave, like a big wave, and then I'll draw smaller ones across it. And you get that kind of realistic sort of water shape. And yeah, I don't know, turned out cool. Could use some, the shading could have been, I think I talked about that in the video. Oh, this one, yeah. I was really happy with how the face hugger turned out, and then I did this background, and it was just way too cluttery. I was like, ugh. So I did it again. Also, you can see I ditched the brush pen because I used the brush pen on this one. And see, it's got some, this, especially this tail here has some nice shape to it. You know? But then I switched to crosshatching over here, and it's still got some nice shape. This is the one I ended up using in the video. I like the pose a little bit better too. Yeah, all these speed lines for the background instead. And here's the cybernetic eye removal. I think adding a little bit more variation in the size of, you know, and the textures up here, what could do it some good. It's very kind of becomes very homogeneous in the cybernetic equipment. You know, just up in this corner, mostly. I feel like I could have added some big things, and like in the background too, like the background and the foreground kind of have just the same like texture. If I would have done like, you know, something to make those like really stand apart, I think it could have done this drawing some good. But yeah, the face, I was happy with how that turned out. That was pretty challenging to draw a face from that angle and then shade it with hatching. This one ended up making it to video, and it honestly wouldn't have if I wasn't so tired and just out of time. Because we were getting pretty late in Inktober here. The contrast in the face just, you know, I could probably come through with some white pen and really like make that look nice, but I don't think I had it. I think I have a bottle of white ink that I hate right now, and that's it. But yeah, I wish so the underdrawing was beautiful. Like, I was stoked on that. And then I just went way too dark. But, you know, happens to the best of us. This one too, I was, you know, it's okay. I was just so tired at this point. I'd been doing these big drawings every day, editing, doing voiceover, yada, yada, yada. I was just mentally exhausted. I think I could have come up with a lot cooler layout for the Crystal Castle. And yeah, not just gone so dark with everything. I was just grabbing that brush pen too much. And then here, this one, I really like the way the teeth came out. The contrast in the forehead area got a little wonky, and then up through this horn. I think the horn coming out of this border makes it feel like it's tilting forward. And when I was drawing it, I just made it darker to try and push it backwards. But I think really the problem is that it overlaps this line right here. And it just makes it look like it's not foreshortened. And yeah, I would change that. But some, you know, you got to focus on the good stuff. That the contrast with the teeth here, like this whole mouth teeth area, I think is awesome. And I might use that sort of style again in the future. This guy's cool. Again, I was so tired at this point. He's just a little cartoony guy. I wish he it almost feels like a drawing of a statue or something, you know, like a little figurine. It's like, doesn't feel like it has a lot of motion. I think something I could do to change that is to use the hatching to create motion. You know, have the hatching go in the direction of how he's moving, and maybe add some speed lines and stuff like that in there. But it's a cool drawing otherwise, you know. Just doesn't have a lot of motion like I think I was going for. And then yeah, here's the final Inktober drawing. It's okay. Like I said, I was so tired. So a lot of mistakes were made in this, and I was just basically working to cover up mistakes half the time. So yeah, not too bad considering the circumstances. And then, yeah, the last few of these was just me finishing up the sketchbook. They're, my most recent videos, so I won't, spend too much time on them. But this was me just doing an automatic drawing because I didn't really know what to draw. I think this one turned out really cool. Here was the Penrose triangle drawing. You can see in some of these more recent ones that doing the Inktober really helped me get some precision, and they're starting to show a little more detail than the earlier drawings. I'm making slow progress. I've been drawing for a really long time, so it's hard to make like big leaps and bounds. But yeah, this one, lots of nice little precise hatching and stuff. I was really digging how this one came out. I probably could have used some like gray wash type, stuff to make the triangle look a little more like a Penrose triangle, but I think it turned out good. This was one that never made it to video, well, until now. I posted it on my Patreon for my subscribers, though. They got to look at that. And yeah, it's I was drawing an isometric perspective. And yeah, it's like a drawing of a skull turned into like a factory. Oh, it's cool. Again, with the brush pen, I need to just get a smaller brush pen, I think. It's too easy to accidentally go too dark with that big one. So, yeah. And there's this one, the alien butthole. I don't know, I was trying to be funny. Maybe I'm not that funny. I guess you have to admit that to yourself at some point. But, yeah, just, it is what it is. Nice drawing of a hand. I could have added a little more contrast to divide those, like, sides of the palm up a little better, but, not too bad. Here's the Cyberpunk Mollusk, I think I ended up calling it. And a lot of the drawings I'll end up, or not the drawings, the videos, I'll end up changing the title later, so I'll call it something in the voiceover, and then I'll change the title on YouTube to get it to perform better, because YouTube's all about thumbnails. If it doesn't have a good thumbnail, people won't click on it, so no matter how good the video is, right? Not that my videos are great. They're pretty low effort. But gotta have that thumbnail. But yeah, anyways, yeah, this one's cool. I love this drawing. Only thing I would do different, maybe, is I feel like the kind of exhaust border, it was something I was experimenting with, and I don't think it turned out. I think it took away from some of the contrast that the drawing could add. Yeah, I think just the simple border would have been better. But once you start putting ink down. And then, yeah, this was the Techno Wizard or whatever. Wizard Tower floating Tech City. I don't know. I was just having fun drawing tubes and stuff. I was watching, or not watching, I was looking at Akira manga drawings or whatever. And yeah, got inspired to draw some big tubes and spheres and stuff like that. Oh, it's cool. Maybe a little overboard with the cross-hatching, but whatever. And then this one was a single outline automatic drawing. It's an automatic drawing. I don't know what to say about them a lot of the time. Kind of just a drawing exercise, in my opinion. I don't know. I struggle because I really like surrealism, but I'm more on the side of like representational stuff. Like, I'm not really a big abstract guy, but this stuff is like kind of very abstract at a certain point, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. Yeah, the drawing turned out nice, so yeah. And then yeah, here's the very last one. This is my video before this, was the little ramshackle house. I like drawing these messed up houses and on little hillsides with clouds. I don't know. Why not? They're fun. But yeah. And then yeah, just these little extra sheets are like glued to the previous sheet, so they're basically unusable. But yeah, that's gonna pretty much do it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thank you to my patrons on Patreon, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right, bye.